Hey, good evening, everyone. I hope all of you have enjoyed the festival of Diwali, enjoyed meeting your family, your friends, your cousins, siblings. Especially, I enjoyed a lot of sweets. One of my friends had sent me loads and loads of sweets. I generally don't eat sweets, but this time I did, and it was a good time. Well, anyways, let's start today's video. We have seen so far a very good rally in Nifty so far since 30th September till the recent top in 23rd October. Now, if you want to measure from top to bottom, then we have seen a rally in terms of percentage of 6.17% in a matter of 15 trading sessions, which means 15 bars. Now, in terms of trend, if you ask, then in terms of trend in the weekly time frame chart, trend is positive. The RSI is improving, which means the momentum is improving. The trend in the daily time frame chart is also improving, and the momentum is also fine. There are two things which we need to understand. Number one, the speed with which price has shot up this time. If you compare the rally over here and if you compare the rally last time, the main difference is in the last rally, we just had few big green candles, very, very few. But this time we have a lot of big green candles, which surely, adds a lot of confidence in a trader who is trying to trade the market on the long side. Apart from that, there were many sectors, private banking pack especially, which has the heaviest weightage in all the sectoral indices, which has started to outperform. Stocks like Reliance have shot up. Okay, and there are a few other stocks too. So basically this time the confidence in the rally is very high. Now I know that this is a candle which is probably giving you some trouble visually. Same is at my end. Yes, I don't like this candle, but the daily time frame chart so far is okay. Nothing bad. It needs to consolidate. It needs some sort of profit booking because the way it has shot up is way too fast. It needs to come down, or maybe it needs to go sideways, or whatever happens first. And if you talk about immediate supports, then I think the immediate support is at 25,750, 752. And the second support band is within the range of 25,227 to 25,450. And this support band is important because it has this 38.20% Fibonacci retracement and also this previous high. Okay. So these are a few of the support, but overall stance is bullish. Strategically, I think as a trader, does it make sense to buy over here if the view is positive? The answer is no. You will ask that if you are positive on the market, why are you saying not to be, buying stocks over here? The reason for that is the risk reward in your favor? I mean, when the rally started, if you had started participating in the rally, probably at a time when markets were not overstretched, it would be a wise thing to do. But over here, I think it is not a very good thing to do. The reason for that is if I just add one more fib over here, one more Fibonacci extension, you will be able to understand. I'll just let me get rid of one of the retracements. Yes, now you can understand why this level is acting as a resistance. So buying at a resistance when market is overstretched is not a very wise decision. So let's wait out. Let's let the market cool off or consolidate. Probably later on we'll be having much better risk reward ratios. And talking about this candle, I think as of now we'll have to keep it aside and wait for the further price action from the market. Going ahead with Bank Nifty, again in terms of trend, momentum in the weekly time frame chart, things are absolutely fine. The RSI is very, very good in the weekly time frame chart. The trend is positive in the daily time frame chart. The momentum is positive in the daily time frame chart. Needs a little bit of consolidation correction, especially due to the PSU banks. And the immediate support is at 57,540, 550. And the next support is at 56,887 to 57,045. So overall trend is up. slightly overstretched. Okay. And yes, even there is a candle over here which is unsettling for me too. I think for time being we'll have to leave it aside and probably wait for further price action in the next week. All right. Private banking space. Now here I think I would talk about trend and momentum. Weekly time frame chart, fine. Momentum is fine. Trend is okay. Yes, I know again this candle is there, but we'll have to keep it aside. Trend okay. Momentum absolutely fine. And is it a good time to participate on the long side? I would say the biasness in the private banking space is on the upside, but uh, the risk reward ratio is not favoring the bulls as of now. You must have seen what has happened with HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank is probably either the first highest weightage in banks or the second highest, something like that. So I think a lot depends on HDFC Bank. If it retraces and then if it starts moving up, probably it'll be a great help to private banking space. And at the same time, then it should not happen that any other bank tries to underperform. So a lot depends on HDFC Bank. PSU banks. Now, PSU banking space, one of the strongest sectors right now. I'm not saying it is the strongest, one of the strongest sectors. Trend positive, momentum positive. The good part over here, it's moving slowly rather than moving very fast. Trend positive, momentum not so positive, I would say, in the RSI. The reason for that is you have seen multiple times price has made higher highs, RSI has made lower highs. Even in the last 2 days, if I just zoom in a little bit, you will understand that over here we have a higher high in price, slightly lower high in the RSI. So things are not that great. Although the biasness is on the upside, but if someone asks me to buy PSU Bank at probably at this place, I would like to wait. Not a lot of correction, but little bit correction would surely help PSU banks cool off a little bit and then start rallying once again once the consolidation or the profit booking is over. All right. Energy pack weekly time frame chart positive. I would say that yes, these smaller candles are not very helpful, not very confidence inducing candles, I know, but the momentum is improving, trend is improving. Even the daily chart is okay. I'm not saying it's great, it's okay. I think a lot will depend on the highest, a lot will depend on the stock which has the highest weightage, which is Reliance. There are other stocks which are positive, which have corrected. The stocks which are in an uptrend and have corrected, I think a trader can look over there to buy pullbacks as a swing trader. But a Reliance is one of the stocks which suddenly broke out and then it's starting to retrace. So after the retracement, if it starts the rally once again, then I think there will be some sort of momentum visible in the energy pack. Auto pack, I would say that in the weekly time frame chart over here, things are pretty much positive in terms of trend. In terms of momentum, it's still fine. There is nothing bad about the momentum in as per sector. But if you check in the daily time frame chart, it started a bounce back, but the bounce back has not been able to sustain. It's trying to come down. Now, after it tries to come down, is it going to come down again near this particular low, or it's just going to rebound on the upside? That is what is very, very important. Strategically, it's a bullish sector, no doubts about that. But if you are a long only trader and if you're a trader who has positive views on this sector, if you want to go long in this sector, you'll have to understand that buying stocks which have already rallied, stocks which are overstretched, stocks which are trading near the upper range will not help. You'll have to find out stocks which have probably in an uptrend but have retraced and then once again they are trying to go higher, and you'll have to be very, very careful because the result season is going on. So as a short-term trader, you'll have to take care of that because at times on result days, it can create a lot of volatility. Consumer durables, I would say that as a sector is getting stronger slowly and steadily. You can see 3 positive candles. Over here also, the displacement of the moving averages is better than what it was, I think, a week back. But after this dip, it should start rallying again. Only then whatever positivity has come up in the last 3-4 weeks will materialize into a decent rally. Otherwise, it's all pointless. Otherwise, it's all choppy market, basically. Nothing more than that. All right. So yes, things have improved. I'm not denying that. But after the improvement, you should see a follow-through rally on the upside. Otherwise, it's no point. Consumption pack, a positive sector. I would say it's a positive sector. And if you just check RSI over here, okay, in the weekly time frame chart, you will see higher highs in price, lower highs in the RSI. Is it a negative divergence? My answer is yes, it is a negative divergence. But we need to understand one thing, that the candle over here is a very small, very small red candle. It's not a very big candle. Now, not all the negative divergences are going to work. Few will work, few will not work. Now, if you come to the daily time frame chart, this is a very strong rally. It's trying to retrace. After the retracement, if it continues to follow down, then this negative divergence in the weekly time frame chart will have a lot of effect. But if there is a second scenario where you fall but you start bouncing back, then we'll have to rethink about the negative divergence. Because my friends, if you just go into the historical charts of any sector or stock, you will find out that in bull runs, in a bull market, at times you will see negative divergences do not have effect on the stock. At times they will work, at times they will not work. I think same thing has happened in PSU banking space. PSU banking space have multiple negative divergences, but have they worked so far? No. Will they work in the future? I think that is what time will tell. But yes, they are tired. The same thing is over in the consumption package. And the candle which is present over here is also not that weak. So I think let's give a week's time to this sector and then we'll decide. Finance pack. Finance pack in the weekly time frame chart, extremely strong. Just give me a minute. In the weekly time frame chart, extremely strong in terms of trend. In terms of momentum, very, very strong in the weekly time frame chart. Very strong. Daily time frame chart, very strong uptrend. Strong momentum, yes. But if you convert this chart to a line chart, you will see we have a higher high in price and lower high in RSI. So strategically, I would say as a trader, yes, it's a good sector for long only trader or for a trader who want to build long positions. But at this juncture, it is not a good idea. The reason for that is the uptrend is losing momentum. Plus, we are also seeing this negative divergence in the RSI at a place where we are having a Fibonacci extension as a resistance. So I think if it cools down, consolidate, dips down, and then if it bounces back, then it will be a good time to enter the sector. FMCG. Well, when you look at this sector, you will say, oh, it's amazingly sideways. I don't want to look at it. Same thing. I will agree with you. But the last few days, the way it has shot up, I mean, if you just see the candles, there have been back-to-back 2 hammer candles. Hammer candles are the ones which are supremely bullish, especially if you have one big green candle which closes above the highs of the hammer candle. And we have 2 hammer candles, not just one. We have 2. This is a good sign. This is a good sign. But is this enough? Is this enough to turn around the entire sector because the momentum is changing in the RSI? The answer is, frankly speaking, only time will tell. The reason for that is, even though if the trend has improved, even in the daily time frame chart, even the momentum has improved. But my friends, how many times this has happened? We have seen bounce back n numerous times. So many times FMCG pack has bounced back and so many times it has seen a sell-off. So will it be the same or will it be something else? This time is it going to be that, okay, this was the final sell-off and now we are going to rally? That I think is very difficult to answer. And recently one of the stocks in the FMCG pack, which is the second highest weightage, it cracked down, I think on the day of result or maybe 1 or 2 days later or before, whatever. So I think there is a lot of volatility going around in this sector. Trend momentum is improving in the weekly time frame chart, good sign, but we surely need to see consistent buying. Consistent buying in the sense is probably it breaks out, then comes down, takes support over here, then goes up. That will be a better, clearer trend to participate as a trader. IT pack. IT pack, well, in the weekly time frame chart, I would say the momentum is improving and trend is negative. Trend is negative, momentum is improving. In the daily time frame chart, if you just have a look at the, in terms of Dow theory, we are just still making lower highs, lower lows. So overall, I think this is just a bounce back. It is just a bounce back, nothing more than that. I would like to give some time to this sector. Frankly speaking, I would like to give some time to the sector. I don't want to hastily enter into any decisions, whether it is weak or strong. Because recently there has also been something positive which has come up from the American president, respected Mr. Donald Trump. Now, will that positivity continue going ahead or not? I think we know him. He changes his statements pretty fast. But if things continue on the positive note in the IT pack in terms of news flow and the momentum which we have seen over here in RSI, which is improving, then probably something can happen in the daily time frame chart as well. I think the first instance where everything is improving will be that price surpasses, closes this high. That will be the first sign. And I think that for that we'll have to wait for the next week and then we'll be able to find out. All right. Yep. Metal pack, a very strong sector in terms of trend. It's very, very strong. Momentum is also strong. Last 3 weeks we have candles which are on the smaller side, which means we are consolidating. Even in the RSI, you can see we are having negative divergences. Trend is up, but the momentum in the daily time frame chart is losing momentum. Is it a good time to go long in the metal pack? As of now, the answer is no, because even though the higher time frame chart is fine, but if the momentum is getting weaker in the daily time frame chart, it would be a good time to wait out. Maybe there could be 1 or 2 stocks which can participate, which probably have come down. I mean, there are few stocks which are, on the upper side, and there are few probably which would have retraced already near a support, and then probably they're trying to go up. That's a different story. But otherwise, overall, if you are asking me as a blanket view on the sector, it's positive, but not a good time to enter. I think for a good risk reward ratio, we'll have to wait. Infra pack, suddenly there is a loads of flow of strength in the infra pack. Trend seems to be improving. Momentum seems to be improving. Same thing in the daily chart in terms of momentum and trend. Yes, this candle is again a little bit worrisome or unsettling. It's taking resistance from this high. I do agree. A lot of space between the price and the moving averages. The rally is also pretty much vertical. So I think if you are a person who has been following my channel for a pretty long time, I generally try to avoid chasing price, and I try to avoid chasing sectors or stocks which are already overstretched. You can also see there is resistance. There are 2 different resistances. One is this 161.80% Fibonacci extension, and one is this previous high. So this is not a good time to re-enter. Let the sector correct, retrace, consolidate, probably come near supports, and from there if it starts bouncing back, then it could be a good time to possibly re-enter this sector as a swing trader. So supports are pretty deep. This is the first support since this Trend is pretty big in terms of size. The first support is at 9399, which means 9400. Second is at 9319, 9319, and the third one, which is very strong, is at 9250. All right. Pharma pack, I would say, I would just like to hide this recent candle. If I just hide this candle like this, then what you can see, then you will be able to see first candle looks like a hammer, second candle big green candle, third candle again a positive candle. The fourth candle is slightly negative because it has taken resistance from this previous high over here and it's trying to consolidate. It's trying to retrace. I would say Pharma pack is trying to improve. I repeat my words. Pharma pack is trying to improve. But is it ready to go higher? It's way too early to say because again, just like the FMCG pack, there have been multiple tries by the pharma pack to go higher. But whenever it goes up, there is a sell-off. Same thing over here when there was a negative news from the US government. So if we want to see some sort of improvement, we need to see after a retracement, we need to see a follow-through buying. And this follow-through buying should at least minimum. In fact, if this level is surpassed, it's pretty great. But at least if you are able to surpass this high, which is just above 22,600, that would be the first sign, according to me, that the pharma pack is improving. PSE sector. PSE sector in the weekly time frame chart looks great. Momentum is improving, but the problem is that after the improvement in momentum, the price is not trying to go higher. It's a positive sector, but PSE generally does not have a very higher weightage in Nifty. It does not has that luxury. But overall, as a sector, as of now, PSE is a positive sector, where trend and momentum are surely positive. And we need a breakout out of this range where we can see continuous sideways movement consolidation in the daily time frame chart. Realty pack. Last 2 weeks before, I had clearly said it's trying to take a U-turn. It has taken a U-turn. Now we can see RSI, daily time frame RSI, trying to go higher. All right, not bad. The daily time frame, you can see price has been surpassed. The previous high has been surpassed. Good sign, I would say. The next resistance is over here. So I think this is the range. Now the range has, before the range in realty pack was between 930 to 860. Now the range as of now is between 930 to 950, 960. So there can be two scenarios. Either one, it will go higher, hit 960, come down and go higher, or maybe in one go it will surpass this level. It depends. But overall, I would say it's not a positive sector. It's not a extremely strong sector. The reason for that is that the weekly time frame chart is still in a downtrend. You can see the displacement of the moving averages is down. Momentum is, yes, I would say improving, fine. But only when trend and momentum both are in sync, that time we'll have much more confidence on a sector rather than only when momentum is improving and trend is still down. So yes, things are improving, but as I said, there are two scenarios. Either one will consolidate, dip down and then go higher, or else one way on the upside. That is something which we need to see. It would be very sad to see, frankly, if after such a nice pullback, suddenly if it goes down. That would be very sad to see. I don't think that should happen, but let's wait out for a week or so. We'll be able to figure it out. All right. India defense as a sector, very strong sector. The weekly chart seems to be improving in terms of trend. Momentum is improving, but the prices are not able to go higher. We'll have to wait out and see how things pan out, but strategically, it's a positive sector. Midcaps, strong sector. Apart from this candle, trend and momentum both are positive. Even in the daily time frame chart, it continues to follow the rule of Dow theory, where it is making higher highs, higher lows. Not a very overstretched sector, so possibly a shallow dip will be bought into, and overall trend and biasness seems to be on the upside. If I sum everything up at the end of the video, I would say things are improving. It's a good sign. What we were a month back or few weeks back, things are improving. This one particular candle which is visible in many of the sectors, yes, it is a little bit worrisome. So I think the next week and the next couple of weeks, not just next 1 week, but next couple of weeks are going to be very, very important. Things have changed for the good. Let's hope that Mr. Donald Trump and the Indian officials get a nice deal for the trade. And if things turn out to be positive, if Nifty retraces, comes near support and then starts bouncing back, it'll be a good time to re-enter the market. Again, apart from just talking about Nifty or midcaps or any other sector, one of the biggest thing is that private banking space has started improving. Energy pack, which was improving in terms of stocks with lighter weightage, but now even Reliance has started participating. This is one big move has happened. The follow-up move still needs to be seen. That is a good sign. Pharma is trying to improve. Okay, I'm using the word trying to improve. It's not completely yes. It's trying to improve, and same thing I would use for FMCG. Yes, things are improving, but I think we will need time for the next 1 or 2 weeks to find out how things will pan out. All right. So I hope this video and rest of all my videos are helping you to understand better how markets can move. Trade less and trade wisely. Thank you.